There I am. Ooh. Not capturing the game though. See if this works. Ah, there it goes. Whoops. Should be good. I'm playing it in a window. Ah, Renpie. Renpie? Not really sure. Ooh. Key went down the wrong pipe. Just gonna wait for a few more minutes. Get started. Apparently, things are pretty short, so I don't want to jump the gun. Though, like any good, besides the window, yeah, definitely want to see multiple endings. Oh my gosh! I just now noticed the little bitsy patch. That's so cute. Renpie. Oh, I can turn off my background music because I don't need it. There it goes. Ooh, fire crackling noises. I love that. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Content warnings, mild drug use, swearing, and a description of murder. If you like a different name, enter it here. The game will use she, her pronouns for you. I think I would like to use my name. Everything feels smothered in darkness, just the faintest glow from the moon lighting up the edges of shapes. Streetlights flicker and fail as you walk, and the sound of your footsteps echo in silence. Your phone struggles to cling onto life if you use it to light your way, but as you reach the end of the road, the battery gives out. It takes a moment for your eyes to adjust. Swaying on your feet, hesitating before soldiering on, you see something out of the corner of your eye. Eek! It's a monster, Ellie! It's coming to get you! Stop it! You made me jump! Rosie laughs and retrieves her hand after making Ellie jump. Oh no! There's a Rose and a Rosie! Caroline smirks briefly, then waves a hand to shush them. Quiet, girls. Let Rose continue. I want to hear what happens. The three of them settle down, Rosie and Ellie on a blanket, and Coraline in the camp chair next to it. The campfire illuminates their faces with flicking orange light, shadows stark and sinister on otherwise cheerful expressions. You clear your throat and continue where you left off. Okay, so you see something out of the corner of your eye. Whatever it is, you can't make it out before it disappears. Squinting at the darkness, you make your way down to the street to the house. The wind winds through the trees, plaintive and warning, sending a chill up your spine. When you reach the gate, the outdoor light triggers and illuminates the garden. Disappearing behind a tree, you see a kitty! What? It's not going to be a cat. Well, what do you think it is? If it was me, like an old Halloween decoration that makes you jump. That is so lame. You're both lame. Clearly, this is a horror story. She's going to say, a wicked blade flashes in the dark or something. ... It feels like the girls are trying to lead you towards 3 different stories. Click a character speech bubble to continue. Oh, thank you! I started the whole streaming just so I could practice reading, so that's fun. So, hearts, blunt, or knife. Oh man, the three decisions. Ooh, nice feedback on the buttons too. 3 genders, hearts, blunts, or knife. Let's go. Well, obviously it was a horror story, so she's right. A wicked blade flashes in the dark. Nice. The glimmer of metal sets your heart beating, and you freeze on the spot as the knife disappears out of sight. When you can bring yourself to take more steps into the garden, there's nothing to be seen behind the tree. Shapes move in the corner of your vision, and you look frantically for whatever lurks in the shadows. You shout at the darkness, challenging whoever's there to show themselves. The only reply is the wind brushing through the trees and the faintest hint of a laugh. The laughter seems to come from different directions, and you feel small and vulnerable, stood there in the garden. Clutching your dead phone to your chest, you try to make out anything in the hedges. The laughter stops and you can't see anything but trees and bushes. The feeling of being watched and taunted sends a shiver up your spine. You don't waste any time heading indoors. Hopefully you feel safer inside, familiar, warm, lockable doors. With a last quick check over your shoulder, you open the front door and let yourself in. The door closes with a creak. Oh, come on. Our door doesn't creak. It does in winter. I have to put WD-40 on the hinges. You do? Just because you don't notice doesn't mean it doesn't get done. The windows stick when it gets cold, too. The three trail off quickly and let you keep talking. I didn't say it was our house, it's a house. Totally is your house you're narrating, though. You keep that quiet. Anyway, the door opens with a creak, the only sound in the darkness. You close and lock it against the outdoors, taking a deep breath of relief. But inside it is weirdly quiet. You call out, "Hello?" and nobody responds. You creep down the corridor and peek into the living room. The light is on low, with quiet music playing from the stereo. Over the top of the sofa, you can see the backs of two people's heads unmoving. A sense of dread washes over you as you step forward, step closer to the sofa to see they're dead. Nah, they're super stoned. No, they just fell asleep cuddling. You start to wonder who's telling this story. You glance at Ellie and throw in a scene for her. As you get closer to check the bodies, one of them gently snores. Moving around the side of the sofa, you realize it's Jake and Amy. Ugh, them again. They're both asleep, arms wrapped around each other. Aww, I want that. Lol, gay. I can't believe you actually say lol out loud like that. ... Eventually, everyone shuts up again and listens. You keep quiet as to not to disturb them. The remains of cups of tea sit on the table, getting cold. The quiet music playing only makes the room feel more still, like a film paused in mid-scene. You think about turning the music off, but it's not disrupting anything, so leave it as it is. As you stand there, one of them sniffs in their sleep and fidgets. It's kind of cute to watch, but you start to feel a bit voyeuristic. Then you hear another noise. Oh no! Oh yes! A wet sound comes from the kitchen behind the closed door. The two on the sofa don't react, but that feeling you had outside is back. Like you're not alone. Sleeping couple aside, it feels like there's something else. Something waits. You stare at the kitchen door, a grim sense of foreboding rooting you to the spot. It feels inevitable that you have to open it. No! Run away! Grab a weapon! Fuck it. Open the door. You take a few deep breaths and try to steel yourself. Looking around, all you can find for a weapon is an umbrella in the corner. You pick it up and weigh it in your hands. It's flimsy, but it's something. You creep closer to the door and press your ear against it for a moment to listen. It's silent on the other side of the door. Sinisterly so. One hand on the handle, you glance back at the sofa and swallow. Whatever's in the kitchen, you're facing it on your own. With one quick movement, you snap the handle down and push the door open to see the killer. No, a surprise birthday party. Nah, a pizza's on fire. This is it. Which finale do you go with? You see smoke coming out of the oven, and Principal Skinner sitting there. Good lord. It's pizza on fire. At the last minute, you chicken out from a different ending and go with Rosie's idea. As you open the door, a bad smell hits your nose and you reel backwards a step. The kitchen is filled with black smoke, spilling out in clouds from the edge of the open door. Ah, dang! You cross the kitchen, wafting smoke away from your face, and pull open the open door. Inside is a gory mess. The blackened remains of what was once a pizza, now charred to a crisp. No! F in the chat. What does that even mean? Rosie breaks down into laughter, passing the joint to Ellie to hold as she cackles. Caroline rolls her eyes, but you can't a glimpse of her smiling. You cough at the pizza smoke and hunt around for gloves to take it out. With the blackened disc now sat in the corner, the kitchen feels like a crime scene. This is why we don't let Jake and Amy come over unattended. Oh, like you've never burned food. Not after getting distracted cuddling at someone else's house. No. Well, you know. Rosie shrugs and Caroline rolls her eyes. Your shoulders sag as you reach into the story. In front of you, the campfire is dimmed a little with you narrated, and you nudge a log further in with your foot. Well, that's it. The end. Ellie claps excitedly for a few seconds, beaming at you. Josie raises her joint in applause. Kaz raises her mug of tea in appreciation. That was, bit of a change in tone. A bit, yes. Something for each of us, I suppose. Yeah, a cute couple oblivious to the horror around them. Well, I've been like that before. You've ignored a creepy guy with a knife whilst cuddling? Really sets the mood, doesn't it? God, what carnage. What horror. You're talking about the pizza, aren't you? So sad. So sad. So, what was with the creepy knife guy outside? He murdered the pizza! Oh no! Oh no! Kaz looks unimpressed. Rosie blows out a breath and laughs briefly, stuffing her roach into the grass. Anyway, story time over. Where's the snacks? They're in the tent. Ooh, get me some too. Rosie crawls off to fetch them, leaving Ellie to curl up on the blanket. In her camp chair, Kaz leans back and looks at the stars. Your story seems to have, well, at least entertained them a bit. Maybe you could have told it a bit more consistently. But it seemed like a good idea to try and please everyone. Kaz seems to notice you staring frustratedly at the fire, and whistles quietly to get your attention. I know I really like the chaos ending. Hey, Rose, it wasn't that bad. Trying to appeal to everyone is admirable, at least. Thanks. Thought that counts, right? Mixed ending. Oh. I like that. Now, I want to go for serial killer ending. Yeah, this is funny. The comments on the story are really good. I have not played Perseids? Not yet. I've been meaning to, though. That might be next, Perseids. Yeah. Ooh! Okay, I really like that. That might be next Monday's game, then. And do another run, because I want to see how it turns. I'm going to just skip past things I have. Ooh! They're really strong characters. And I love the color grading on them. It's always a good... Alright, I'm gonna go straight horror story this time. Skipping through things I've seen. And I love the subtle character, like, world building of other people in the story that everyone knows. It's great. Skipping through. Alright. You glance up at Caroline and keep following the horror vibe you've intended. You step closer to the sofa and every step causes a sick feeling in your stomach to rise. When you can see the figures... Oh, good facial expression change. When you can see the figures closer, you gasp and take a step back in shock. Sprawled out on the sofa are the bodies of... hesitate for a moment, unsure if naming actual people is too weird. Of two friends, their clothes torn and bloodstained, cut up by some vicious knife. Eek! Who's the two friends meant to be? Like, just two friends of yours. Is it me and Ellie? I don't want to be stabbed. Fine, it's Jake and Amy. They came over for a band practice and now they're dead. Grody. Oh no, Jake and Amy are dead. Hey, I know you don't like them, but chill with the sarcasm. I don't actually want them dead, but stakes are higher if they're named, right? It's not, oh no, generic friend is dead anymore. It's visceral. I'd be sad if they got stabbed. So, your two named friends are dead on the sofa. That's classic Jake and Amy. ... You turn away from the grisly scene, horrified, your stomach turning at the sight. Anywhere here, the killer could be waiting, ready to strike again. I love it. I think Rosie's my favorite so far. The stereo plays on the corner, ignorant of the death in the room as the next dub track cues up. You go to switch it off, but a sound in the kitchen stops you and you freeze. Something waits. You stare at the kitchen door, a grim sense of foreboding rooting you to the spot. It feels inevitable that you have to open it. No! Run away! Grab a weapon! Fuck it. Open the door. You take a few deep breaths and try to steel yourself. Looking around, all you can find for weapons is an umbrella in the corner. You pick it up and weigh it in your hands. It's flimsy, but it's something. You creep close to the door and press your ear against it for a moment to listen. It's silent on the other side of the door. Sinisterly so. One hand on the handle, you glance back at the sofa and swallow. Whatever's in the kitchen, you're facing on your own. With one quick movement, you snap the handle down and push the door open to see... the killer! No! A surprise birthday party! Nah, a pizza on fire. Let's continue with the slasher. Alright, stick to your horror guns. Time for an appropriately slashery ending. As you open the door and peek around it, umbrella at the ready. That's very tempting to just pull out a birthday party at the end. There, hunched over another body, a dark shape looms. Oh no. Oh yes. You only have a moment to take in the body on the floor, the blood seeping out of them. Who is it? Who's dead? Maybe it's you. Rosie clutches her hand to the chest in mock pain. No, it can't be! Avenge me, Kaz! There's so many people dying. It is a horror story. The figure looks up from Rosie's bleeding corpse. Whack! Oh, 100% worth it! Popping on screen so funny. And straightens up with a dark laugh. It's a really good gag. The long blade flicks out from their coat, the muddy fabric shapeless and hooded, hiding their face. You brandish your umbrella in front of you, desperately stepping back as they swipe through the air. Go for the eyes! Run away! You jab the umbrella forward, aiming underneath their hood, and bat away with ease and approach one heavy step at a time. You swing your umbrella at them, trying to knock the knife out of their hand. They slash at it, and the flimsy end snaps off, half the umbrella dangling in a spidery mess. Chuck it and run! Down you go. No, throw it at them and kick their feet out. Throw the broken umbrella at the attacker and try to kick their feet. They stumble and stagger towards you with an outstretched hand. Stepping backwards to avoid them, you back into the sofa and lose your balance. Your foot slips in the blood trickling onto the floor. You fall backwards and your head tilts on the floor with a slam. Or head hits the floor with a slam. Everything goes black for a second. Then you wrench your eyes open again just in time to see the glint of the knife. Eek! Okay, we're dead. Just stop here, please. Aw, it's just getting good. Your shoulders sag as you reach the end of the story. In front of you, the campfire is dimmed a little which you narrated, and you nudge a log further in with your foot. Well, that's it. The end. Ellie claps excitedly for a few seconds, beaming at you. See, she still liked it. Rosie raises her joint in applause. Kaz raises her mug of tea in appreciation. That was scary. That was great. But we died. Rosie died. Harsh, bruh. Don't bruh me. This is why you died. A twig snapping noise comes from trees nearby, and Ellie jumps. Eek! What was that? It's the slasher. They're real. No, I don't sleep. Rosie suddenly reaches around Ellie's back and taps her on the shoulder. She shrieks and flails away and then bats Rosie's hand away with a pout. Alright, let's not be too mean. We said at the start that campfire stories had to be horror, right? I said, what if they were cute instead? You're cute. Shush, go get me a biscuit for being mean. Now that's an idea. Where are they? They're in the tent. Rosie crawls away from Ellie, who shrinks into a ball and hugs her legs. I'm all scared now. Sorry, Ellie. There's no slasher, really. She sniffs and smiles thinly at you. Well, I enjoyed the story. Could have used less interruptions to really build the mood, but it was fun. Could have used more jokes. Don't talk with your mouth full, dear. Rosie sticks her biscuit-coated tongue out at Kaz and passes the pack to Ellie. Whatever, Rose. You gotta throw in more jokes next time. They're like the best bit in horror. They're not. The horror bit is. I'm actually on Rosie's side here. The two of them start to bicker whilst Elsie eats biscuits quietly and watches them. It's nice to see Caroline animated about the story. Secretly, you're glad you had the chance to tell a slasher story. The campfire setting just feels right. Maybe you could have told the story differently, but at least you and Caroline enjoyed it. Caroline and name. It's great. I'm going to try one more, and then maybe switch over to another game. I want to show all the endings. Ooh, 21 endings. It's pretty good. Jump through stuff I've read before. A shape sways in the wind. Dangling from a tree, the light catches the end of plastic bones and wires. Yes! Facing you is the grinning face of a skeleton hung up for the long month of October. Head sways back and forth gently in the wind, arms rattling quietly as the joints click. For a plastic corpse, it is unsettling at first, but then you spot something dangling from its mouth. Someone has taped a joint to its lower jaw. Whack, get it. You go and reach up for it. You hear a noise behind you. It's a prank! Before the dead. As you jump, the second skeleton, unseen, starts cackling at you. The sound is cheap and tinny, coming from a tiny speaker. The distortion creepy and manic. It turns off after a second as you move your hand away from whatever infrared beam triggered it, but the eye sockets still seem to bore into you. Between the two plastic skeletons, you feel unnerved. The feeling of being watched remains. You feel a chill run up your spine, and the humor of the moment doesn't quite take the edge off the adrenaline. Something makes you feel like you're not alone in this garden. You don't waste any time heading indoors. Hopefully you feel safer inside. Familiar, warm, lockable doors. So, read this. You look at Rosie and play along with her ideas again. As you get closer to check on the bodies, one of them groans. You spot a bong sat on the floor next to the sofa, and you realize the two prone shapes on the sofa are Jake and Amy. Too stoned to function. Hey, fucking, that's the life. If they say on the sofa anyways. Rosie sparks up her own joint and laughs. You're still not mad, Kaz? Yes, it was only 3 weeks ago. When your band friends come over and gets trashed, they can pass out in your room next time. They weren't trash, they were just stoned is all. Jake doesn't drink. They ever pass out in my bed, naked. I don't care what it was from. I've done that too. Ellie, dear, you're different. I'm not at you. You want a tote? You'll be less mad. The three of them look at you, and Rosie rubs her neck sheepishly. Sorry, Rose. Jake and Amy are stoned out on the sofa. Then what? You keep quiet as not to disturb them. Jake lifts a hand slightly, only just registering your presence, then lets it flop back down. The quiet reggae playing only makes the room feel more still, like a film paused mid-scene. You think about turning the music off, but they're probably enjoying it, even if it's not to your taste. Ha! As you hesitate, you hear another noise behind you. Oh no! Oh yes, slasher time! A wet sound comes from the kitchen behind the closed door. The two on the sofa don't react, but that feeling you had outside is back. Like you're not alone. Stone couple inside, it feels like there's someone else. Something waits. You stare at the kitchen door, a grim sense of foreboding rooting you to the spot. It feels inevitable that you'll have to open it. No, run away! Grab a weapon! Bucket, open the door. Red. Killer. And let's end with the birthday party! At the last minute, you chicken out from a different ending and go with Ellie's idea. As you open the door, there's a bang, and you close your eyes in shock. You raise the umbrella and feel something light patter against it. Letting your eyes open again, a shower of confetti falls over you. Rosie yells, "Surprise! It's your birthday!" Surprise! It's your birthday! Ah, wonderful. It's my birthday! Yay! So, Jake and Amy are just sleeping through the party, huh? You hesitate for a moment, trying to retcon it in your head. They were just lulling you into a false sense of security. The two of them emerge behind you and say, "Happy birthday!" Caroline rolls her eyes. Happy birthday. Ellie smiles and does a little wiggle. We'll sit on the blanket. Is there a birthday cake? Yeah, there's a strawberry top birthday cake for you. And you've got presents, too. You look imploringly at Rosie and Kaz to help you out. Yay! What have you got me? Rosie holds out her half-smoked joint. Here's your present, kiddo. Ellie doesn't miss a beat, takes it from her with a grin. Yay! Thank you, Rosie. You're so kind. A surprise birthday. I'm so glad. It's not even my birthday for a week yet. Your shoulders sag as you reach the end of the story. In front of you, the campfire is dimmed a little as you narrated, and you nudge a log further in with your foot. That's it, the end. Ellie claps excitedly for a few seconds, beaming at you. Rosie raises a joint, and Kaz raises her mug. That was, bit change of tone? A bit, yes. I liked that it was mostly kind of funny. A regular stoner comedy. Yeah, right! Just with a kind of left field ending. Whoops. Yeah. I mean, it was kind of cute to go from comedy to a fun party. It was nice. I don't want to hear a scary story before we go to sleep. It's so spooky out here. She gestures around the mostly empty campsite, the wind making it only slightly less noise in the story. So you get a birthday party. That's happening whilst two people are stoned on your sofa. Yeah, I guess that's kind of realistic. It's real life, isn't it? Depressingly so. Rosie blows out a breath and laughs briefly, stubbing her roach in the grass. Anyways, story time over. Where's the snacks? They're in the tent. Ooh, get me some too. Rosie crawls off to fetch him, leaving Ellie to curl up on the blanket. In her camp chair, Kaz leans back and looks at the stars. Your story seems to have at least entertained them for a bit. Maybe you could have told a bit more consistently. So this looks the same. Yeah, mixed ending. Okay. Well, that was extremely cute. I will probably play through the other endings on my own. Yeah, that was really good. I'm definitely going to play Perseids. Because I really like these characters. Yeah, thanks for stopping by too. I wanted today to be a little bit shorter just because I've got a lot of things to do. Oh, maybe put a content warning up on stream. Thanking the Patreon supporters. I don't know how Twitch handles anything. But I've not had a problem, so. All right, so kind of wanted to get another a start on another spooky game. Well, I got the sound working. There we go. Play parsnip. That's an interesting option. Oh, parsnip's another game. Okay. Clicking it just brings up a link to the game. Alright. My name is Trixie Glimmer Smith. Oop. Accidentally. Oh no, quick, closes the window. I'm a disaster. And now it's not seeing the game anymore. Oh, there it goes. Okay. My name is Trixie Glimmer Smith. No, I thought there was more dialogue. No. Right. It's 2 weeks to my coursework deadline. Times to start this report on Blue Hill Country Cultural Exports, 1800 to 1900. I sat and stared at the brief for about 10 minutes. Okay, no more slacking. It's time to get to work. I noticed I just clicked into a 2-hour video essay about memes on video.com. Before I had any more time to be distracted, there was a loud knock at my door. Oh, I jumped, knocking my cereal over. Milk and chocolate-covered sugar flakes spilt across my generic student accommodation carpet. Someone outside yelled, "Trixie Glimmer Smith, open up! We have something to discuss!" I recognized the voice. It was Nikita, my course's top student. We didn't talk often because she's kind of horrible. I slammed the space bar and quickly opened my website about sheep. It wasn't really relevant to my work, but I hoped it might look educational enough to make Nikita judge me slightly less. Nikita scared the crap out of me, and I didn't want to keep her waiting, so I ignored the puddle of chocolate milk seeping in my carpet and opened the door. Pop! Nikita immediately marched straight to my room without asking, and I ended up backed into my desk. Right, Trixie, you have to do me a favor. Her eyes briefly glanced at the cereal puddle, but quickly locked back into me like the lasers of a sniper rifle trained on the skull. I instinctively sat back down in my chair and looked up at Nikita. I probably looked pretty subby. It would almost be kind of odd if I wasn't such a fucking loser. Aww. Look, Trixie. If I hadn't bailed you out last term by doing your coursework for you, you'd be fucking dead, right? I mean, I'd rather you be living in a bush and eating dirt because you don't want to go home to your family and you fucked up your education by sleeping through an entire term. Ooh. Aww. I mean, that's a little harsh. I'd also been playing video games, writing raunchy fanfiction, growing breasts. It would be nice to get some recognition for that for once. You know it was. But listen, my point is you owe me big time for literally saving your life. You didn't literally save my life. What the fuck? Whatever. Look, I just want you to find me a play script. It's easy. Oh, is that all? I mean, sure, I could do that. I guess you did help me a lot, right? Sorry, just you were being really aggressive, so I assumed you were gonna make me kill someone or something. Tabby, maybe. You hate her. Miss Knight is a try-hard bitch wasting everyone's time by running against me for student president, but I don't need her dead. I need to keep her around to make me look good. Tabby keeps psychic crystals that are brought to prevent lunar interference, which I'm pretty sure isn't even a word. That's a pretty low standard to make you look good. I felt pretty bad saying that. Tabby was really nice, even if she was a little quirky and didn't really notice me. That said, interference is definitely not a word. Interference. I'm not really likable, so I need all the help I can get. Anyway, shut up. Your laptop is playing a video called Sheep Falling Over Compilation 6, where your coursework paper is titled, and I quote, "Starred Soon." Welcome back! So, are you going to help me, or am I going to have to never bail you out of one of your fuck-ups again? Oh! Thank you for letting me out. Actually, it's a little loud for me, too. I glanced at my laptop. EpicSheetFalls.com wasn't as educational as I thought. Fine. What do you want exactly? More specific than just a play script. Last night I was walking back from the library when I noticed some paper floating about. I don't usually make a point of picking stuff up on the floor, but something drew me to it. I picked it up and realized it contained writing. I read it right there in the courtyard. When I finished reading, I stood in silence for some time. I'd read an excerpt from The King in Yellow. Right, that's the plot of this one. Also, this must be... that does not look like the power outlets in my house. I don't know how I got there, but I'm certain if that page was there, then the rest must be nearby. A surviving copy of the infamous cursed play. Do you realize how important that is? I'd heard rumors of the King in Yellow, and of the ghastly writings within. I very much doubted Nikita had found a page lying around at the university. Copies were meant to be impossible to get a hold of, supposedly all lost, hidden, or burnt long ago. Wow, always assumed that play was kind of a myth. Are you sure it was legit? Maybe just found part of someone's fan fiction? Ooh, Nikita slammed her fist in my desk with a bang. I know it's real. Sorry. It's okay. You're probably right. Only a real loser would write fan fiction about the King in Yellow. Going ahead and just guessing that Trixie has written fan fiction about the King in Yellow. The completed play would be of immeasurable importance to my studies. I could both write my entire thesis analyzing how it was affected folklore both locally and worldwide. I need the full copy. Now, after the initial shock of finding it set in, I started sneezing. I concluded there must be some kind of allergen on the paper. I happen to be allergic to exactly one thing in the world. Not being a bitch? Shut the fuck up. I'm allergic to daffodils. Daffodil Lane is a few miles from here. I happen to know that the lane has a lot of daffodils, hence the shitty name. Given the relative rarity elsewhere in the county, I believe the page might have originated there. So sassy. I'd rather avoid going there myself. I'm too important to get mildly uncomfortable. Besides, I'm busy brainstorming slogans for my student union presidency campaign. Right now I'm thinking, knowledge through unity, unity through Nikita. Oh, jeez. Whatever. As a thank you for me saving your life, you're kindly going to Daffodil Lane and finding the rest of that play for me. Good? Thanks. I still wasn't convinced there would be anything to find, but I kind of wanted Nikita to leave my room before she noticed I'd left some of my underwear on the floor. I mean, I hadn't agreed yet, but fine, I'll go. Just stop being so rude to me. It's not a good work relationship. Fantastic. Thank you for being so accommodating, Trixie. I'll let you get on with it. I have some books to read. Nikita brushed some dust off her shirt and left without a goodbye. According to my laptop, it was still pretty early. I guess I should get going. I might as well get this over so Nikita stops bothering me. I found some snacks. I knew I would need them on my quest, errand, whatever the scrap was. A 20 pack of cheese ropes. I fucking love artificial flavorings. I found my phone number under an old shirt. Not that it came with much use, I can basically only take calls and receive messages after years of wear and tear. My phone's light flickers unless you constantly shake it like a maraca, so I brought along a torch as well. Okay, string cheese. I thought that's what she was talking about. A torch seemed like one of those things that was good to have when you're looking for things. In retrospect, I should have made sure it had batteries in it before I left. I crammed everything into my bat bag. A lot of people accuse me of having a bat fetish because of all my bat products, but it's not true. I just like that bat cartoon, Cyberdrat Cooliass from space. A few years ago, but there's no official merchandise for it, and those bats were really cute. Anyway, I got distracted by my laptop for a while. Well, like 3 hours, but I got a lot of work done. Kinda. The 2-hour trek through the countryside during the worst heat wave of the century took its toll on me. I'd never been good with summer. I usually just hide inside, so I'd underestimated how hard it would be out in the sun. I was the mood. It was also about here I realized I never cleaned up the cereal on my floor. I did eventually reach Daffodil Lane, took a little rest in some shade, and got my bearings. Phew! I hope the weather gets worse soon. I could use some rain to cool me off. I took a look down the lane from my vantage point. 4 quaint little cottages dotted the dirt road, and at the far end was the tree line of Blue Hill Woods. I've been in the woods once before as part of my course. They were old and filled with interesting landmarks. I considered taking a walk in them once I started to play stuff. It was probably cooler under the trees. Parsnip. Woo! Parsnip looks like a very energetic person. Hi! Ah! A small, rather eccentric-looking rabbit had appeared behind me while I was distracted. Before I could say anything, she held out a weird yellow string. Since we're such great friends, I made you a friendship string. The friendship string was about 6 inches of tattered yarn, seemingly dipped in yellow acrylic paint and sprinkled with what appeared to be sugar? It was faintly disturbing on a level I can't communicate, even after everything else that had transpired in the following days. I added sugar so you can taste it if you get hungry. I hope you like it, best friend. He seemed proud of himself. I kept it. Confused, I took the string out of the rabbit's paw and held it up for a closer look. It looked just as bad up close. I tucked the string away into my bag. Thanks? So, I'm Parsnip, and that's my cottage. He jabbed a paw at the nearest cottage, the one with the well-kept daffodil patch in front of it. A small sign with "My Cottage" written on it stood in the path next to it, clearly marking the cottage as someone's cottage. Oh, hi Parsnip, my name's Trixie. I'm looking for a book that might be around here. Have you heard of The King in Yellow? Wow, I love yellow. Oh wow, it's my favorite color. Okay, well, it's good you like yellow. The book, though, do you know it? I don't read books. They're so boring. I'm Parsnip, and I'm a fun pun. Oh, Parsnip. Wanna come play with me? Tried to distract him. This was getting too weird. I wanted out. Wow, look at that! I pointed in the distance. Parsnip just stared at me. I'd much rather look at you, new friend. I have not played Parsnip yet. Parsnip is a whole lot. Okay. Well, I can't come play with you right now because, like, I have to find the book for my friend. Remember? Wow, that sounds really exciting. You're like a detective. Oh, I mean, it's more like an indebted servitude thing. Wow, cool, that's amazing. Before I could begin to formulate a response to Parsnip, the sound of a cuckoo clock blared from inside his cottage. It was loud, even from a good 50 foot away. Uh-oh, it's time for a trumpet practice. I'll talk to you later, new friend. He merrily skipped off to his cottage. Okay, bye. I crossed Parsnip off my list of potential owners of a forbidden play. He didn't seem like someone who would own anything that required reading. I started to walk down the lane, past the out-of-tune trumpeting blasting from Parsnip's cottage. I'm not convinced he even had the trumpet the right way around. I figured I'd try the next cottage. It didn't look as well kept as Parsnip's, but I could see some art easels set up in the garden, which piqued my interest. An arty person might have a copy of an evil play, just to make a statement. I certainly would. Oh, that's fun. Hey, cool, an artist. I can relate to them. I drew a picture once. I approached the cottage and caught sight of a rabbit lounging in a deck chair, smoking and drinking wine. Classy. She was tall, stylish, and pretty. I was pretty hyped to meet what I assumed must be a famous artist. Either she didn't see me or chose to ignore me. I noticed her cigarette wasn't even lit. Hey, hi. I waved nervously. I wasn't used to talking to professional artists who were probably rich. Oh, Trixie. Oh, Trixie. Things you don't know about artists. Very elegant. She tilted her sunglasses down slightly to look at me before pushing them back up. Hello. I trailed off. My head felt light from the heat. I swayed side to side, starting to regret not bringing a drink. Sorry, I don't have any water with me, so I'm a little out of it. Anyway, I walked down from university and wait, you walked all the way here from the university? Without any water? In this heat? Oh no! I remember letting out a quiet yes and collapsing, but not much else until I woke up a few minutes later. The rabbit's face was looking down at me from her desk chair. She looked mildly concerned, but apparently not enough to move me from being face down in the dirt. Nice! You fainted. Are you okay? I think so. Could I maybe have some water? I brought some out for you already. She motioned towards a glass of wine on the ground beside me. That's wine. The rabbit went wide-eyed under her glasses. Oh, so it is. How did that get there? She picked up the wine and shuffled shamelessly into her cottage, returning a few moments later with some tap water. Thanks. I downed the water and felt a little bit better. It was pretty stupid of me to not bring any with me. I realized I hadn't introduced myself and thought I'd better do it before I became too awkward. Hi. Hello. I didn't do a great job of it. I'm Trixie, Le Rose. There was a frosty silence. So I'm sorry to bother you. It's just that I'm doing someone a favor. They think there's a copy of some old playbook around here. The King in Yellow? I can't say I've heard of it. Are you sure your friend didn't say Daffodil Library? You know, the one in town. I briefly worried she had. No, I'm pretty sure she said Daffodil Lane. I don't know where it could be, though. I asked, Parsnip next door? LaRose seemed to grimace at the mention of Parsnip. You spoke to Parsnip? Are you sure? You look like you still have the will to live. I didn't, but that was unrelated. I mean, yeah, a bit? Is he that bad? I mean, he's a little excitable for sure, but LaRose's blood pressure looked like it was rising rapidly. So it has been about an hour, and I wanted to do a pretty short one today, so I think I'm going to stop here and continue this next Monday. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, lunch streams are fun. Yeah, I really enjoyed Slasher Interrupted. That was really funny. So, we'll continue the testimony of Trixie Glimmer Smith because this is rather fun. So, I will see. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. I've never actually played them, so this has been this is exciting. I do love horror games, a horror visual novel specifically. So just King in Yellow got me real excited. But I will be back. Well, I'll be back tomorrow with puzzle games, but I'll be back with visual novels next Monday. Bye.